Good morning, all of you. I'm Shravan Kumar from Delsoft Technologies, New Delhi. Today, we are going to have a webinar on NetSIM software to see various kind of network technologies that we can design and simulate in this software, how we can work and how we can use this software to do our research and various lab activities. So we just start with a presentation of NetSIM software and see what kind of features they have, and then we go to the software and see what kind of designing we can do on NetSIM. So first is why we use NetSIM, because we can see that these days we have very complex networks. Like we are doing research on LTE, cognitive radio, 5G, 4G. So a lot of research we are doing. So doing those research, we need a tool so that it can help us in designing those networks, analyzing those networks, and doing some research, doing some changes on those networks. So that we can do in NetSIM, that help to do our research in NetSIM. So we just see how we can use NetSIM in our research and various kind of lab activities. So NetSIM is a very popular tool in network designing, network R&D, and defense application. It has various kind of technologies like LAN, WAN, wireless, cellular, cognitive radio, LTE, sensor network, as per all the standards. Okay, it has an open architecture with protocol C source code, whether we can write, link, and debug all our codes. So then 300 plus customer are using NetSIM for their lab experiment, research, and defense application also. So it is being used in enterprises, R&D labs, research developments, then in academics in their labs. Many of the universities and colleges have their curriculum as a network simulation lab or network lab. Different names they have in network lab. So they use some of the network simulation tools, and many of them use NetSIM software for their PhD thesis, MTech projects, and all these activities they do in their curriculum. This is the basic architecture of NetSIM software. Here we use the CLI mode to open any designing, or GUI mode. So it will go through XML configuration file. Then when we do our simulation, then it will create some metrics file, then event trace, packet trace. These are the analysis options with we can after designing we'll have these options. On these parameters we analyze all our networks. Okay, so these are the various standards implemented here. Here we can see some components are there, like in internet networks we have Ethernet, ARP, wireless LAN, propagation, shadowing, IPv4, firewalls, routing. All these things we can do in internet networks, and all these internet networks are designed on IEEE standards, various IEEE standards, 802.11 ABGN, then RFC standards. Then there are some common modules, like in application we can generate some traffic, like voice kind of traffic, video, FTP, database, HTTP, email, peer to peer, and these are the common in any of the network you design. So we have some options to send various kind of traffic on any network. Then metrics is there, then packet animator is there. In packet animator you can see whether your how your data is flowing from one node to another. Then we have component 2, we have some legacy networks that we use to design in our software, like Aloha, Pure Aloha, Slotted Aloha, CSMA CD, Token Ring, Token Bus, ATMs. These are the legacy network we have in NetSIM, and these are also on design on various kind of IEEE standards. Then in component 3 we have BGP, Border Gateway Protocol. Then in component 4 we have advanced wireless network like MANET, MANET has DSR, AODV, OLSR, and ZRP protocols. Then WiMAX we have. Then in component 5 we have cellular network. In cellular network we have GSM and CDMA both, and these are the standards in which these are designed, CGPP, TSI. Okay. In component 6 we have wireless sensor network and personal area network, WSN and PAN. And you can see component 4 is required for component 6, like this one, MANET. So WSN we can use. Then in component 7 we have cognitive radio network, which is wireless radio area network. That is all designed on IEEE 802.222 standards. Then in component 8 we have LTE, long term evolution. In component 9 there is the military radio network. Okay, so these are the various components we use in NetSim. Okay, so we'll design these kind of network in NetSim. So currently we have a 8.3 version of NetSim. So these are the some of the features we have updated in NetSim, like in LT, OFDM for downlink, then SCFDMA for uplink, then MIMO for enhanced throughput. Then we have dynamic metrics in which we can see some graphs over application throughput and link throughput. Then UI property and BGP and cellular network. We have BGP protocol runs among autonomous system. So these are some of the protocols, and in new application models, we have added peer-to-peer email and HTTP. So these are some of the new features we have added in 8.3 version. Then NetSim is for analyzing network using standard implementation protocols and development platform also. So we can see here some screenshot. There is a GUI mode in which we can just drop down very easy. It is very easy to drop down some nodes from here, like host and then switches and routers. You can just easily click and drop and design our network. Okay, on right click on any of the node, you can go to the properties and set various kind of parameters. Then generate traffic, voice, video. I just told you that we can generate various kind of application like voice, video, FTP, HTTP. So these can be traffic can be generated on any of the node. Okay. So this NetSim comes with two versions. One is academic version, one is standard version. Okay. So in academic version we have given all the technologies to simulate and design, but in standard version we have provided a custom code facility in which you can edit and design your own protocol. Okay, so these are the some of the features which are common in academic and standard version, and some of the features which are exclusively on standard version. So this analysis is in both in standard and academic version. So this metrics, when we design any network in academic or standard both, we'll have a metrics, performance metrics. Okay, in which we have some parameters like network metrics, in which we have details of the whole network. I mean, what is the activity going in your network. Then application metrics, in which you will have your throughput, uh, combined throughput. Then in link metrics we have details of links. Then in protocol metrics we'll have details of the protocol, which of the protocol you are using by default, or what protocol you have mentioned in the parameters. Then device metrics, you will have the details of the devices you are using and what kind of activities there is going to happen in your devices. So it is common in both academic and nets standard version. Then you can see some activity in this screenshot. Then some data is flowing from one node to another. So this is the animator. This is also available in both the versions. So you can change this color variation, node mobility, animation speed. You can vary from here. So this is an example of one network. Then only in standard version. Like these are the analysis which is exclusively available in standard version. Traces. We have two kind of traces here. One is packet trace and one is event trace. In packet trace, we have some parameters like performance validation, statistical analysis, and custom code debugging. So these are available in packet trace. And then event trace will have the detail of all the events going in the network, like timestamp, event ID, event type, device ID, protocol name, etc. So we'll have the information of packets in the packet trace, and all the activities which are going in the event trace. We'll have all the details in event trace. I'm giving you the brief, and we'll go to the software and do the analysis. Okay. So dynamic metrics. Okay. In dynamic metrics, you can see in screenshot there's a graph, a throughput graph, in which we can see the link throughput and application throughput. When we active this application throughput, dynamic metrics, we'll see the application throughput and link throughput. There is an option you can have the graphs during the simulation or after the simulation. There is an option you can choose from simulation. So we just do the next. Then Wireshark. You must be knowing about Wireshark. It is a real-time packet capturing tool. So it has been enabled in the NetSim software. So on any node, you can enable the Wireshark and packet the real-time data. So that is available on the all the nodes. You can have to change the online and offline. You will do the online. You'll have the Wireshark automatically active, and your packet will be captured automatically. And there are some more features in the Wireshark also. You can see some graphs and data in Wireshark. Then development platform. This is also available in standard version. Like I've told you that there is a custom code facility in NetSim. Here C source code would be provided to you, and you can edit those C source code. So here you can see two screenshot, one in GUI, one in programming. So this is the programming portion, which is a which is having a code of network, and you can edit some code here, like the hello world is written, so that we can see in software. So to access protocol source code, you have to go to the program files and NetSim standard. There is an installation directory. In SRC folder, you will have the protocols source code. And these are the APIs NetSim provides to develop for the developers: packet.h, stack.h, list.h, NetSim graph.h. All these APIs are available. So when we design any network, it will create a XML file, configuration.xml file. So you can open that XML file also, and you can run the software through CLI mode also, command line interface, and GUI both. So that is given here. So we have 300 plus customers in defense research and education. So they are using their NetSim, and they have in their curriculum they are having the NetSim software. So we just go to the software and see how we can do some simulations. Okay. So this is the first screen you will have when you start the software. Okay. In this you will have two options: simulation and then programming, and utilities. Help has the your all the manuals like user manual, source code, netsim, experimental manual. Utilities is the user account management. You can act as a admin or and give the rights to the users what they can do. Then programming, we have some sample programs, and you can design your own code by creating an exe file and link it with netsim. Then in simulation, in new we can see internetworks. Internetworks we can design and simulate wired and wireless network. Then in legacy network, I must told you that there are some legacy network like Pure Aloha, Slotted Aloha, traditional internet. All these are in legacy network. Then in wireless advanced wireless network, we have WANET and WiMAX. In BGP network, cellular network, we have GSM, CDMA. Then a wireless sensor network is there, PAN network, cognitive, and LTE. So whatever technology you want to simulate, you have to go to the that option only. Then like in internetworks, if you click on internetworks, this is the environment of the software. Here you can see some nodes are given. In node there is wired node, wireless node, UE. Some of the nodes are disabled here, you can see. So these are the nodes which are available in those technologies, like UE is available in the LTE network. So we have selected the internet network, so those nodes would be available for you. And this base station wireless sensor network. So these are the disabled nodes which is available in the technology specific experiment when we do. So here we have a wired node and wireless node. Like if you click on it, you will have the node. You just click and place. Okay. You can have some switches, then one router. And link has wired and wireless. You can just click and drop. Okay. Okay. So we just connected those nodes. Here we can connect some wireless nodes also, so that we have to connect one access point. And we can have some wireless nodes here. And connecting them. Okay. So here we have made a network of combination of a wired and wireless network. Okay. So now, when we want to see any property of any node, you can just right click, and we'll have a property. Okay. Here you can see some properties. Like in global, we have a device name, device type, and the position. Then I've told you that the Wireshark option enable. So if you click on Wireshark online, it will capture some packets in the network. Okay. In transport layer, we have TCP and UDP protocols. These are some of the parameters given here. There is one good thing in the software that there are some information tabs given here. So when you don't know about some of the any parameters, you can just click and have the information about that tab. Okay, so you'll have the information of that tab. Accept it.
Diksha, you have finished, right?
Hello. Uh, so we just drop application tab here. Now we just send some packets from one node to 1 to 3 or 1 to 9. We can send some 1 to 9. Okay. Right click on property. In application tab, we can see there are some application type. I told you that there are various kind of application you can send on any node. So it is CBR, custom, email, HTTP, video, voice, in database, FTP. All these are the application that you can send on any node. So let's say it is a custom type of packet we can send, and source ID is 1 and destination ID is 9. So from source 1 to destination 9, it will send some traffic. Okay. Packet size you can make constant or you can change it to exponential. You can change some values here for packet size, and you can define the inter arrival time also. It should be constant or exponential. You can define, or the value of the inter arrival time and how much interval it will send those traffics. Okay, we just accept it. Here you can see one line which is showing that we are sending some traffic from wired node 1 to wired node wireless node 9. Okay. Now I have told you that there are some features which is exclusively available in standard version of NetSim. They're like packet trace, event trace, dynamic metrics. Okay. So in packet trace, when you click on packet trace, you have to give the file name. File type would be CSV format. It will storage in documents. Okay. These are the attributes that will show in your packet trace file. Common attributes, then TCP, wireless LAN. You have to click on OK. Then in event trace, we'll write the name, and these are the attributes which are selected already that will be available in event trace. You have to click on OK. Then dynamic metrics is there. So these are throughput for all the links, and this is for all the applications. Okay. So there's option plot graph after simulation, graph during simulation. So in plot graph during simulation will slow down your simulation. So we'll choose the plot graph after simulation. Just click on OK. Now we run the simulation. Okay. Here you can define the simulation timing, or packet animation you can choose, or you can play and record while doing the simulation, or don't play or record, it will simulate very fast. So we have to see the simulation, so we'll choose the record animation. We'll set the simulation timing. So we have enabled the Wireshark, so it is starting. It will capture your real-time packets. Okay, here you can see these are the packets which are being captured during simulation. Okay, TCP packets. And this is a simulation running. And these are the dynamic graphs which are being completed. Now after the simulation, we'll have a performance matrix. You can see from here. This is your network matrix in which you will have the details of your whole network, like simulation timing, packet transmitted, packet errored, packet collided, then bytes transmitted, payload transmitted, and overhead transmitted. These are the parameters which are available in the network matrix. So likewise, we can see in link matrix. So these are the link IDs given. Eight links they are created in our network, and these are the parameters which are available in the link matrix. So we just see the packet animation portion. Okay, in which there is a packet animation player. When we play this simulation, we can see some packets moving from this node 1. So it will send a packet, and when it got the acknowledgement from node 9, it will send a custom type of packet. You can see from here. Okay. So you can change the animation speed from here. So you can see the packets moving from node 1 to 9. Okay. So you can stop here and go to the other options. Like in application throughput, we can see the whole throughput of our network. How much is the throughput? 0.58 Mbps. Then these are the various options which are being created after the simulation. OSPF matrix, IP forwarding table, and IP matrix, TCP matrix. All these are the reports which is being generated after the simulation. Okay. So we have created some packet trace and event trace also. So these are when you open it. It will open in Excel file. Here you can see the packets information. So there are various parameters given here on which you can analyze your packets. Okay. So it will give you each and every packet details. Likewise, we have event trace. We click on event trace. It will open your saved file. So this is the event trace, in which you have the details of all the events running in the simulation in your network, all the events. Okay, and these are the parameters: event type, event time, device type, device ID. All these informations are here. Okay. Now we have given the dynamic metrics also, so we can see the link throughput and application throughput. Like in link 1 we can see link 1, link 2, the graph of all the links. In link 1 you can see the throughput also 0.76, link 2 7, link 8, all the links we can see the output. Application throughput, we can see the graph of application throughput, which is 0.5839. Okay, then we can save this experiment from here. Okay. Now one more option is there. Go to NetSim Analytics. You click on this. You'll have this analytics option, in which you can browse your metrics file and see some comparison graph from here. Like if you create one experiment and do some changes and save it from different names. So when you have 2-3 metrics files, you can open it here and compare those results from here. Like we have created this one. Okay. Like if we have more metrics file, we'll compare those results according to our those parameters: simulation timing, packet transmitted, packet error, packet collided, bytes transmitted. All these are given here. Okay. Like we'll show you some. This one. Let's add some more metrics. This one. So like this, we have added some more metrics, and we can see the difference between them: packet error, packet collided, bytes transmitted, payload transmitted, and overhead transmitted. Okay. So these various kind of parameters we can compare. Okay. In Wireshark also we have some options. In you click on this, you will have some graphs, time sequence, throughput, RTT, window scaling. These are the some graphs you can see in Wireshark also. So Wireshark has some features which you can see some more details. Okay.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. You're not attending any.
Okay. So likewise, if you design the LTE network, legacy network, BGP, advanced wireless, we'll have the metrics file and we can compare. We can compare from here. Okay. So if you want to open any network or metrics from here, you can use it, open, and open that network from here. Like we have some ready-made networks given here. Like if you click on LTE. So it will show you LTE network, in which we will have this ENB, user equipment, MME, router, and wired node. So doing the simulation procedure is same. You'll have to give the parameters from application, from which source you have to define the source and destination. You have to define the application type, which type of packet you want to send, and packet size, interval time. All these parameters are same from all the parameters are same. You'll have to just give the different parameters on nodes. There are specific properties in which these are the properties like env. You have the properties. You can change these properties and see your result variation in your results.
10
Okay.
minutes.
So like
NetSim some webinar. NetSim. They have
if,
improved.
if we simulate this, so it's taking some time. So you can change parameters in any node, router, host, MME. Then in links you can change parameters. But till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in my presentation or in any experiments. Hello,
Hello.
hello, hello, all. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, we are able to hear.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we can hear you.
okay. You can decrease the simulation timing to. So it is completed now. Yeah, you can see now the performance metrics. The network metrics, we have simulation timing, packets transmitted, packets errored, packet collided, okay, bytes transmitted. All these are the network metrics we'll have, and these are the reports which is common in all the simulation you'll do: link metrics, queue metrics, IP forwarding, and there's a specific property would be there for the specific technologies like LTE. We'll have LTE metrics. There you can see the device according to our devices, on device 1 and 2, and we can see the bytes received, packet received, bytes transmitted. All the detail we can have in LTE metrics. Okay. When you see the packet animation, you will see how our data is transferring from node 5 to 2. Okay. So the procedure is same for the all the experiments. Just we have to select those nodes which are available in those technologies and design that network. Okay. Likewise, we can design is any kind of network from here. We can do some experiments in programming portion, like in address resolution protocols, cryptography, assignments of site to concentrated, distance vector routing. So when we click on any of this, you'll have a combination of both the programming portion and GUI portion. Like if we have two modes, one in sample and one in user. Okay, in sample mode we have some sample programs in the NetSim. When you run, it will run according to that program, and that program is available in the Code Composer Studio, which has interface with NetSim. So when you click on interface source code, that program will be open in Code Composer Studio, and you can edit those details and create your own exe file. So when you click on user, it will ask you to have a exe file, and you can browse that exe file which you have edited and connect it through NetSim. Okay. Now we just connect these routers. And run our program. Here you can see the initial stage of the router. So then intermediate stage, then final stage. So so this is the this execution is according to the program given. If you click on interface source code, yeah, So this is a program given here. You can edit those details and create your own exe files. Okay, then you can connect it through this user and do your programming. Now I've told you about the custom code facility, which is given here. So I just told you how to edit those protocols. Just go to the simulation directory of NetSim. SRC folder. We have programming simulation. And in build folder, we have some DL files. The NetSim software work on the DL files. Like all the technologies have some different DLL files created here. So it will access those DLL and those access those DLL, and likewise it will work. Like if we select this libdsr.dll, the DSR protocol will work. So after editing that, it will create a DLL file. So we have to replace those DLL file from here. Okay, I'll just show you how to do. I made a copy of the simulation so that our okay. So if you click on simulation copies, you will have this all the protocols given here. If you click on NetSim, it will create. It will open that Code Composer Studio, and automatically all the protocols will be loaded there. Here we can see there's a dsr.c program is open here. This is a complete program. Here we have given some commands here like fprintf, stdir, hello world. So when we execute this DSR protocol, it will stop in the CLI mode, and it will show you hello world program implemented there. Okay. After you press the enter button, then it will go to the simulation. I'll show you. You just have to build this. Actually, I've done it earlier also. So libdsr.dll file is already there. So we can copy it from and do it our simulation. We just start with our this DLL file. libdsr.dll. Now our original file is libdsr.dll here. For protecting it, we just rename it to some other name, so that after doing our simulation, we'll have our original file here. So we just rename it to libdsr default. Actually, I've done it before, so it is already there. Libdsr default.dll is already there, so we can do it simulation right from here. And this is a manet. We're sending some application from 1 to 5. Just do the simulation. So we can see in the command prompt that hello world is printed here. So that we have written in the our program fprintf hello world. So it will print hello world program here, and when we enter it, it will run the simulation. We can change the animation speed from slower to higher. Okay. After this, all the details are same. You can have the network matrix, link matrix, queue matrix. All the details are available. In application matrix, you will have the throughput. Throughput is 0 now. Okay, so this is the basic overflow flow of the software, how we can work and design and simulate our network. And if you have any query, you can ask me or email me. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes. Archana ma'am? Okay. So if you have any query, you can ask me or mail me your query. PAN area network.
Yeah.
Can you introduce me? I will answer. Okay. Sir, along with me, or okay. Uh, Along with me, my senior is there, Mr. Pranav sir.
Yeah.
So he will answer your query. regarding this, sir. Raghavendra, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Pranav, sir, you can continue.
Yeah, sir, we have 6LoWPAN is coming up in IoT.
Yeah.
So currently, what we have is in that we have in our WSN. If you see, we have PAN is basically 802.15.4. So we have 802.15.4 already that is there in our WSN module.
Yes.
And in IoT, yeah. So the next release V9, which we are going to release with IoT, and it is expected in version 9 of NetSim, which is expected around mid-December. So this will have 6LoWPAN, that is IPv6 running on the sensor side. Then the sensors will communicate to a 6LoWPAN gateway, and then in turn communicate with the cloud. So you will have the entire IoT simulation that can be done with NetSim.
Yes.
And as far as the other question with LTE, already we have LTE. So in LTE we have OFDM and MIMO in the 5 layer, and it comes with both spatial multiplexing and transmit diversity. So users can create ENB, UE, they can send data, voice, video, etc. and study the performance. And if any of you have any specific research questions also, I can answer in terms of the areas of research in NetSim and what may be the areas that you're working on.
Sure. Sir, someone has asked about LTE and IoT. So IoT is coming in our next version, sir?
Yeah, V9 of NetSim will have IoT.
Okay.
And IoT will have IoT in one of the components of IoT is 6LoWPAN. So we'll have 6LoWPAN support for IoT.
Okay. LT is currently we are having LT, sir. Someone has asked
It
for
is
LT.
already there.
Yeah, I have shown,
Yeah,
I have
but,
shown example also for LT.
Yeah, example is also there of LTE.
Can we interface our
Hello.
own program and do simulation?
Yeah, just as we showed now, we showed a simple example of Hello World because we give the C source code along with NetSim. So all you need to do is go into the source folder. Then depending on the protocol in which you want to modify, you can change the codes for that particular protocol, then build it as a DLL. And then when NetSim runs, it will run your binary, that is your DLL instead of running our DLL. So this is the way, in fact, all our researchers do their R&D by modifying our code and linking their code and running their code in NetSim.
Okay.
So in fact, Shravan, if you open Visual Studio in your system,
Yes.
we can show you that if you look at it, all the source codes you can see right from top AODB, then for applications, ARP, ATM, cellular, cognitive radio.
All the
For all of them, the source codes are available.
LT
And
also.
if you just go into, LTE source code is there. So there you can see that we have the radio resource control. Then we have the MAC scheduler, the PDCP, RLC, then the ARQ for AX. Entire thing is there. And it's exactly as per the 3GPP standard. So users can see that all our variables, our values, everything is as per the standard.
Okay. Any other queries, sir?
Hello.
Ma'am?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Raghavendra, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have one particular question related to hardware abstraction layer to convert it to a simulation abstraction layer. Do you have any inputs for that? We run on different. Yeah, tell me, sir.
Yes, sir. Could you just tell me a little more about your requirement?
Anyhow, I was very much interested in 6LoWPAN. It's okay. I'll wait, and during December, you told you are able to release that. It's fine. And also, I have told 2-3 colleagues who are working in LTE also to participate in this. Otherwise, I'll just forward the information to them. Okay. So I'm now currently working on 6LoWPAN. Okay. Suppose some hardware abstraction is there already available. So how to get a simulation abstraction so that I can run any module on this particular simulation abstraction? Do you have any
Yeah, so what we have is we actually have interfacing support with MATLAB.
Yeah.
So typically what we do is you can call some MATLAB programs from NetSim. So if you want to do some hardware interfacing, then what we suggest is you can write your intermediate programs in MATLAB for the file layer or certain let's say hardware interfacing for which you need MATLAB. That can on this side interface with NetSim. Then you can check everything. Once it works, you can then port the MATLAB code into the hardware.
Okay.
So that's the way we do it.
Okay.
And to answer the other question, that we are from the TEDCOS is the like the OEM, and we are from the R&D team, and we are in Bangalore, and Shravan and Delsoft, they are our applications team, and they are based out of Delhi.
Okay. One more question, sir. You have time now, sir?
Sure.
Hello. Yeah. Nowadays students are coming with so many ideas related to IoT.
Okay.
Now again, tests and exams will be going on another 1.5 months. They will be busy with all this. Again, from January onwards, they are going to again kickstart with that.
Okay.
Is there any possibility that I can test with, I can download NetSim, because we have a very old version of NetSim which is there in the 5th and 6th semester of computer network subject for the students. Whatever is currently it is available, can we download and we can experiment on it?
Sir, which institute are you calling from, sir?
RV College of Engineering.
Okay. We currently we have stopped giving evaluation versions for about 2 years now because of some piracy problems that we are facing.
Okay.
So what we can do is, if they want some specific things, I can organize a similar kind of specific webinar for IoT, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then see if I can answer their questions. So I'm unfortunately not able to commit to a free download, but we can definitely understand their problems and try to give you a presentation where it answers the questions that they want.
Fine. That is also fine, because many faculty members are also working on this, as well as students are also working. I can see to that all of them merge together so that we can have a discussion, so that you can clarify most of the things.
Sure, sir. Around end December, early Jan, we can. I'll request Shravan, and we will schedule a webinar on IoT, where we will take you through the various features that are there.
Fine. Okay, sir. Fine.
Any other query, Archana ma'am? What about your experience in using NetSim in RV College? Yeah, there must be problem, some audio problem will be there due to headphone connection or something. Shrikant sir, you're asking this question from whom, sir? In RV College? Using NetSim RV College?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Raghavendra Prasad here from RV College.
Okay, sir. Shrikant sir is asking that what about experience in using NetSim in RV college? I think from you.
He's there online.
Yeah, he's there. Shrikant comes from Manipal University.
Okay.
Yeah, he's asking from you actually. If you're using.
NetSim old version was there, which
Okay.
was not up to see to after listening to today's webinar and all. That's why I asked for the like, can we download anything?
Which version you are using, sir?
I don't know. It was so 2-3 years back. It was. I
Okay.
don't know. I'll just find out. I can mail you the information.
You have in your college.
Yeah, very old version. Like
Okay.
we used for past 4 or 5 years. We used it.
Okay.
Then we want to shift ours. Anyhow, great improvements are there in NetSim now.
Yeah. You can update it, sir. You can upgrade it to higher versions.
Sure. And you since ours being an autonomous institution, so we frequently once in 2 years we are going to change the syllabus.
Okay.
Have you come up with any book along with NetSim and all, so that we can directly introduce into our syllabus, so that we have a simulation as well as from that book itself I can understand the concept.
Sir, we give some experimental manual in along with NetSim software. So they have some set of experiments given.
Yeah.
I'll show you in this one. Experimental manual is there. That will be provided along with the software. There is a book of experimental manual and user manual. That you can use it in your curriculum. This one.
Fine.
There are 21 to 23 experiments are there.
Okay.
According to all the technologies like LTE, wireless sensor, cellular, MPLS, queuing theory, internet networks, routing. All these are included in that book.
Okay.
So that you can use in your curriculum. Yes.
Yeah. Why I'm asking?
Yes.
We have introduced some more subjects like new technologies, whatever is going on, which is not for the examination purpose, only for exploring for students' benefit.
Okay.
So if these experiments are available, you just give these experiments can be done in our NetSim, so that we will see to that we will map with a book also, so that we can introduce in coming syllabus revision.
Okay.
Yes, sir, sure. All the technologies that are there in the software, we have experiments in that. So as Shravan showed you in those 23 experiments, it covers LTE, WSN, CDMA, GSM, all the technologies that are there is there. So if we introduce IoT or if we introduce like LTE advanced, which is 4.5G, we will be coming up with experiments for those. So like here you can see this is the LTE experiment, just above is for cognitive radio. Again, cognitive radio and LTE is not there in most of the curriculum because it is just 1 or 2 years old, but we have created experiments so that students know about it, and later if they sit for placements and so on, they will be able to appropriately talk on the latest technologies. So whatever new we bring, we have experiments that are available.
Already we have introduced IoT. So what I'm asking, just even if you share these only questions also, these are all possible in this, which we have got some examples. Definitely we can go ahead with any small modifications in the syllabus, as well as doing more on the lab side.
Fine, sir.
So there is one more question, Pranav, sir.
On this cross-layer optimization, see, we give the source codes for all the layers, and cross-layer optimization is possible, but the only thing I'd like to state is that it is more difficult to write cross-layer code when compared to writing a normal protocol modification, because you'll have to take into effect interactions at multiple layers, like let's say the MAC and the network layer. So it has been done, like for example, we have Leech protocol, which is there in wireless sensor networks, which has modifications in both ZigBee and in MANET, so layer 2 and layer 3. Similarly, we have intrusion detection systems that we have written. So these things are possible, but they are a little more difficult. So what may be done in 3 months, let's say in just one layer, may take you 4 or 5 months if you wish to do cross-layer code modifications.
So if you have any other query, you can ask, or you can mail us your queries. If you have any research related queries, you can mail us.
There is also a channel, youtube.com/TEDcourse, which has various videos on NetSim. So you could look through that. There is also a file exchange where from the community there are contributions. So users can look at our tedcourse.com/file exchange, which will also where you can go see different source codes and different documentation, and kind of get an idea from a community perspective what is the areas of R&D and what is going on.
Okay. So do you have any other queries, sir, or we should wrap it? Attendance certificate. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, sir, if there's no query, then we just end this meeting. We'll have another webinar on 2 p.m. also. So if you want to see some more features, you can attend those also. Okay, thank you all.